Europe's greatest showpiece is back. Europe's greatest theater is back. The Champions League is finally back for this season. Different cities, different stories, different people, different stadiums. Yeah, but there is only one unifying factor, and that is every team hustling to be the one lifting the trophy at the Pushkash Arena in Budapest come 30th of May. Are you going to be there in person or you'll be watching with us at home here? Come, let's take you through every start, every team, everyone, what you need to know, where you need to know, what you need to know from. And yeah, we're here to give you that. Come with us. Okay, starting with the first match of this season. Many people have accused Arsenal of not taking first, being runners up after a long time. But yeah, Arsenal is taking first this time. Arsenal is first this time. They're kicking off first. Kicking off this Champions League up now against Athletic Club de Bilbao. And honestly, it's a crunchy match. It's a match you actually want to watch. Atletico Bilbao are making a comeback to the Champions League after almost a decade out, 2014, 2015, I think, if I can recall. That's when they last featured in the Champions League. But does that really count? Let's see. They've had a great opening in their domestic league. They've had four matches, won three, drawn, lost one, not drawn. They've lost one, yeah, just recently. And they are being propelled by the return of a special man, a man who knows the Champions League terrain very, very, very well. And he is Aymeric Laporte. That guy is one guy to watch if I was the Arsenal coach. And their defense has been very, very rock solid. They've at home, they've conceded just little. So it's really going to be a tough match. And Arsenal, on the other hand, ah, coming for redemption. They were close, so close last season. They were very close to it, being knocked out by the eventual champions. And it was really a painful watch if you were an Arsenal fan. That last season, you know that they really gave in all their best due to some injuries that hampered their progress, according to the Arsenal team or according to the Arsenal supporters. Injuries, yes, we all know injuries hamper their progress, but this time they will be aiming for a comeback and aiming in a big way. And many people will argue that even Arsenal's present second 11 will go to the cathedral and get a result. Do you believe that? Well, I also believe that also because this Arsenal team is next to none that they've had in recent season. Believe me, if you've not taken time to study them, please just go check Arsenal's the last game. They were without Saka. Arsenal was without Odegaard for some. After 20 minutes, he was withdrawn. Arsenal was without a whole number of key players. Not a whole number, not like plenty numbers, but they were without many key players that would have dented the result of such a match as Saturday's, as big as Saturday's own. In fact, it would have had a negative effect. There was without the ever solid Saliba at the back, bro. And they still came and did like nothing happened. Rice didn't play that game, didn't start that game. And it still went well. They were leading comfortably 2-0 before even Rice came in, before they introduced some other French players. And believe me, like I said, many people will say Arsenal second 11 will go to the cathedral and get a result. But then, this is the Champions League. Let's just keep a cross eye and just see what happens. But then it's a game you must watch. If you ask me, I think Arsenal has an edge in this game. Arsenal has an edge in this game. My prediction 3-1 Arsenal. This next game is the game between the old ladies of Turin and the yellow walls of Dortmund. It's the new guard against the old guard. And you know how these things turn out. It's usually very crazy. Usually very crazy. And what more can be crazy than a football match between these two guys? Juventus has had an edge, fair enough, over Dortmund in their recent meetings. They've played 5 matches. They've won. Juventus has come out victorious in 4 of those matches. losing just one. Yeah, just one. You heard me right. They've lost just one. And their recent meeting against Inter prove how stubborn those guys can be, how resilient Juventus can be. They've really been very good. They are very good. Juventus are very good. So I expect them to have an edge over Dortmund. Dortmund have really been shaky, with the fact that they usually sell and buy, and their trading patterns of selling their star players and regrooming good ones. And it's still early in the season where they're having to gel with each other, having to put together the team. Right now, Juventus have the experience, Juventus has the might, Juventus has the defense, and everything to just go at them. I think it's going to be a very, very tight match, a tight call, but I give it to Juventus. I can't predict this one, but I give it to Juventus. Yeah. Dusan Vlahovic is one player to watch between the game in the game between Juventus and Dortmund because even though the Juventus tried to push him out over the transfer window by all costs, they were unsuccessful because there were no team that were ready to. I don't know that story, but I think it was almost successful. But this guy has been consistent in putting in the numbers over the year. Post 2018, after 2018, this guy has been more consistent than every other striker that Juventus has preferred over him. And he has recorded, I think, a goal in every 133 minutes. This guy has recorded a Champions League goal in every 133 minutes. It might not be the Cristiano Ronaldo or the Messi or the name the strikers of these days, but this guy has been very consistent, proving himself whenever he has the chance. So he's one that the defenders of Dortmund might want to keep an eye on. Real Madrid versus Olympique de Marseille. This game is it. Yeah, many might think it's just a walkover for Madrid because of the pedigree they have, because of the legacy they have, and blah, blah, blah. But don't push aside that Marcel team. Don't push them aside. Even though I, for one, think it's a done deal. Madrid are going to come out tops. And knowing fully well that the new UEFA rotation, the new UEFA rules, that means if you finish first, if you finish from 1 to 8, you get to stay at home and all that, all that. Many of these big teams will want to capitalize on these games with smaller teams and just win it and win it well. So that will be the case for Madrid this time around. They will want to win it and win it well. And also bearing in mind that their game against Arsenal, where they lost out woefully, both home and away last season, will really play a major factor in them bouncing back and wanting to assert themselves that yes, this is our cup. Remember that they've won it more than every other person over how many titles. They are way high above everyone. So they want to prove a point that this is our cup. We are here to see. We are here to take that first to eighth position and just have a relaxed game, play our games at home, enjoy play our knockout stages at home in the second leg, and enjoy everything good. So I think Madrid's got this one. But then, like I said, don't push away Marcel. Don't push away Marcel. They've got Aubameyang, who has played in the Champions League. They've got Mason Greenwood, who is trying to prove a point also. And their coach also is someone who really knows what he's doing. So there might be some suspense and maybe upset in that game, but then who are we to tell? We don't know yet till we watch. This game between Real Madrid and Olympique de Marseille, Marseille has to be very conscious of Jude Bellingham, and he's a player that they will want to actually watch out for because this guy has mastered the act of arriving in the box late, somewhere compared to Frank Lampard in his prime. This guy has mastered that act of arriving late into the box and smashing in goals. And for a team like Marcel, who actually sits deep and defend deep, you will likely want to put an eye on Jude Bellingham because this guy is good. And bear in mind that he has assisted 8 7 out of 8 of Madrid's last Champions League goals. So that guy is one to keep an eye on. The game between Tottenham and Villarreal is ah two teams trying to prove a point. Yeah, two teams trying to prove a point. Tottenham hasn't really been that successful on the Champions League stage. Last season they were able to knock out Man U to win a cup that brought them to the Champions League by narrow escape. So many people will say, but then they are here and they are here to prove a point, trying to really prove a point with their new manager who has really been doing something great, something excellent. Remember, they defeated Manchester City sometimes some weekends back just before the international break, and honestly, they've been building Rod Solik over the weekend. They were able to come out with an outstanding 3-0 win over their rival. On the other hand, Villarreal also are doing well in their league. They are doing very well in their league. With the addition of Thomas Partey, you are sure of a midfield general who has been on the big stage and who knows what to do when the role calls. He knows Tottenham very well because they are London neighbours, and because of the rivalries that's been there over between Arsenal and them, because he's played for Arsenal. So it's a game that really might cause an upset. It might cause an upset because Villarreal is a team that is well known to cause upsets for English teams. Honestly, they do cause upsets for English team in these competitions. And although the last time Arsenal got to the final, they defeated Villarreal along the way, but then it was really a tough nut to crack for them. A really tough nut to crack for them. Every English team that's played against Villarreal can testify to this. So it's not really an easy passage for Tottenham coming back to the Champions League. When you look at this fixture, it's really a tough one. But trust me, Thomas Frank will actually come up with something good. We hope that they come up with something good. But it's a game that you can't really put your money on any of them because, like I said, Villarreal are a very tough nut to crack. So, why not? Let's give it a go. Let's see what they come up with. Benfica versus Garabak. This game, it's nice. This game is one to watch, one to keep an eye on because it's more like a David versus Goliath kind of a game. David versus Goliath in the sense that this is Benfica's 54th participation in the Champions League. Yeah, 54th participation in the Champions League. And Garabak are just a team that goes in and out, in and out. You could remember Garabak that played against Chelsea back then and all that. So there's really no major memory of Garabak. Please, not to underrate any other team. This is not to underrate any team, Garabak especially. But then, Benfica will really want to make a statement. How will Garabak line up against this team? I think, if you ask me, they will line up on the defensive and probably hit on counter attack. They are very good at that. I've seen some of their games like this, and they're very good at it. So I think it's something that will really bring out some surprising result. Especially this match, it's going to bring out surprising output. I can't place a bet on it, but then I want to go for a split draw. I want to go for a split draw on this game. Prove me. I would love to be proven wrong, but then it's just Champions League football. Different surprises, different teams coming up with different surprises. So you can't just tell. It's bound to be an exciting time. So we'll be here to give you an update of how everything went down. Tell me which one don't you agree with? Which one is your favorite team? Which one are you rooting for? Which one will you be watching this Tuesday? Drop your comments on the comment section and let me see what scores. We'll predict your scores and let's see how it goes out. It's just for fun. Thank you. Please like, share, subscribe. This channel is just new. And of course, we're not deterred. We will always give you the best. Thank you.